Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fine Saturday morning. I am having a okay Saturday morning. One more work day in the Rayburn house. Today, the work is cutting down trees. So I think a lot of guys, when they need to do some work, assume they have to have the biggest and the best equipment known to man. So for cutting down a tree like this bad boy, I guess they would assume they've got to have some kind of a, Stihl chainsaw that's 32-inch or something stupid with a perfectly sharp blade. Here's what I'm using: a 10-inch electric chainsaw. I actually bought this so that I could trim some of the branches out of the trees, because my hope was that they would grow, the grass underneath them would grow better. And tried it, got them up as high as I could with this pole saw here. This saw is just a gem. It's just a beautiful saw. It works great. Got just as much power as my gas-powered chainsaw had, but you couldn't put my gas-powered chainsaw on a pole. Sorry for the shaky video, guys. And I trimmed, you can see all the places I've trimmed on the tree, but the grass still is really terrible. So I'm cutting them down. This one is not really healthy. Every time the wind blows, a bunch of branches fall out of it, and you can see leaves all over the yard. And that's with me watering it every other day. That guy was basically the same tree except slightly smaller, and he came down last weekend with that little tiny electric saw. So sometimes, sometimes it's just about getting it done with what you got on your hands, because by the time you get the money together to do something like that or pay somebody, you'd have cost yourself a fortune. I cut that tree down and another tree on the other side of the house last Saturday. I did it by myself with my truck and my little electric chainsaw in about 6 hours. I cut both of them down, hauled off all the debris, and it literally cost me nothing. Not 1 red cent. So let's get to work. Here's a closer look at that little saw that I have. It's actually a pretty cool little thing. It basically has 2 parts. This just threads on there. And then there's the handle. This part extends right here. And then this part, you just plug it in. It only goes in one way to keep you from twisting the wire. Thread that on, and it's good. And then there's a little handle. You have to push this in and then squeeze to activate it. And it's a complete saw. There's other ones of these little pole saws that it's dedicated, so the saw can't be detached from the pole. But that's why I like this one, because it's a full-blown chainsaw, but then you can flip it over and this thing attaches in there, and you screw that on and it works great. So super easy little thing. It came with like 4 pieces and a little cover for your saw, so it doesn't mangle up the blade when you're transporting it. No tools. This got this big nut on here, so you untwist this, put a little tension on the blade with your hand, and then tighten it down, and that's it. And then you put your bar oil in there, and that's it. It's super cool, super easy, cheap saw. I paid $100 for it, and it's paid for itself many times over.